Insurance and Money Podcast. What's up, guys? Daryl Willie. I am here with you. I am fighting allergies. Excuse me. So if you hear me cough, I am struggling to breathe. But I am going to soldier through and get you this story. All right, Joshua Fetcher put out an article in the Texas Tribune. Now, I want to go over this because we're talking about Texas rejects insurance rate increase for coastal homeowners and businesses. So you know the storms have been coming through, the tornado, the hurricanes or whatnot, the hurricanes, the rains, right? The flooding, all that good stuff. Insurance companies, whether you know it or not, were not able to raise rates during the pandemic era. So there's a lot of tight money out there, all right? So insurance companies have been needing to raise money to cover, believe it or not, you have more accidents, more storms, more everything. Anything that can go wrong has been going wrong. But insurance companies have not been allowed to try to raise their rates to get more money in to fill their buckets so they have the money to pay out. So we all want to say, I want cheaper insurance rates and I need cheaper and I haven't done anything and I don't know why my rates are up. But insurance companies have expenses and they got to pay it, and you want them to have money for you when it's time to pay out. So let's see what they're talking about. Texas Windstorm Insurance Association officials argued they needed a 10% rate increase to help insure a growing number of policy holders. Okay, they're asking for 10% increase. Texas's chief insurance regulator has shot down a proposed 10% insurance rate hike for many Gulf Coast homeowners and business owners. Texas Insurance Commissioner Cassie Brown on Monday rejected the increase for residential and business policy holders sought by the Texas Windstorm Insurance Association. The state's insurer of last resort for homes and businesses on the Gulf Coast. Now, to let you know, they are insurers of last resort. So if you can't get insured because of your insurance record or whatever's going on, they have insurers of last resort. One of the things I want you guys to always remember is that insurance is not a federal game. It's a state game, state by state. Each state has its own rules, its own regulations, its own way it tests agents to be agents or brokers or what have you. You guys have to understand each state is governed different. And when I say the word govern, I need you to think about the governor, because the governor of the states appoints the state's insurance commissioners, right? So I'm here in Illinois. I'm also licensed in Texas. All right. So this is very important to me, but I want you guys to understand, even if you're not in Texas and you're in some of these Southeast states, you need to understand what's going on or what could be coming your way, right? So such an increase would be unjust and unfair of the hardships it would impose on the coast, Brown wrote in a Monday filing rejecting the proposed increase. Brown cited school district officials, business groups, and property owners who testified in public meetings that the increase would be unaffordable. State Rep Todd Hunter, a Corpus Christi Republican who rallied opposition to the proposed increase, celebrated its denial. The coast won, Hunter said in a video posted Monday on the social media site X, aka Twitter, right? Brown's rejection comes as Texas property owners face some of the highest insurance premiums in the nation, and lawmakers eye ways to rein in the cost. Now, let's put a pause on that for a second. You guys need to understand, Texas has a major increase in storms. A major increase in storms. One of the biggest drainers of money in Texas has been weather. I know y'all don't want to recognize climate change because it's all political and it charges you up, but I bet you probably don't know enough to be charged up. You just want to be charged up. But getting back to the topic, Texas has been getting smacked with bad weather, and it costs money. I know you guys want to believe that businesses and companies and countries and states just have this magical credit card where they could just swipe it and keep your life going. America has fooled you. This is not the case. And I'm telling you guys, down in Texas and in any other state, these insurance companies do not have to be there. They will leave. If you don't believe me, ask California and Florida. Insurance companies will leave. They are not going to be on. You'll have an insurance company legally on the hook to pay out money, but yet they can't get the money they need to pay out from premiums. Guys, this is not trying to hurt you or destroy you. When you go into insurance, you're saying, I'm in a pot with everyone else, and we're going to share each other's risks, and we're going to share each other's bad days, and we're going to help each other out. But here's the thing. When things come to challenge that pot, like a bunch of accidents from driving, tickets, weather damage, when things come, it's like being in a condo. You got to pay the HOA. Guess what? They can all ask for a special assessment if they need money, and you're going to have to pay more. Life is not free. Let me say it again. Life is not free. We got to pay. So I'm telling you, Texas people, these insurance companies will leave. What will you do if you don't have insurance? It will be worse. I always say paying a monthly premium is better than a potential court judgment, right? So let's get back into this. Brown rejection comes as Texas property owners face some of the highest insurance premiums in the nation, and lawmakers eye ways to rein in those costs. Homeowners insurance rates in Texas grew more than 23% last year, outpacing every other state according to an S&P Global analysis. The result of numerous extreme weather events as well as rising property values. Let me give you that again. They're saying last year, over a year, Texas insurance rates grew over 23%. Listen, outpacing every other state. Now, let's get to why. Extreme weather events, as well as, catch this, rising property values. Now, you're probably saying, well, where did rising property values come into play? And we talking about weather. Well, I don't know if you guys know, but everybody from these blue states think they're going to find a utopia, a heaven in the red states. You think people just moving down to Texas because they like that dusty place? And I'm not hating because I used to live there. You think people moving down to Florida because it's the greatest state in the country? It is not by a long shot. Shout out to Miami, but the rest of the state, it costs money. So you got rising prices. You have inflation out there, which is not tame. People will tell you it's tame because it's a political season. But we're still in a kind of mess here, and we're trying to make it work. So they're telling you the result of numerous extreme weather events, as well as rising property values. Moving on. As coastal property owners have struggled to find coverage through private insurers in recent years, they've increasingly sought wind and hail insurance through TWIA, which basically pools private property and casualty insurers who provide policies to properties in the state's 14 coastal counties, as well as a portion of Harris County, the state's most populous urban county. TWIA officials argue the association needed more revenue to provide coverage to a growing base of policyholders and cover higher construction and labor costs to repair damage from storms. Hold on. But they acknowledged a 10% increase wouldn't be enough to completely cover the cost. Let me get back, rewind the tape. I want to get back to the part where he said, TWIA officials argued the association needed more revenue to provide coverage to a growing base of policy holders. Pause. Everybody moving to Texas. I gotta get out of these blue states. They destroying New York. They destroying Chicago. I can't stand Detroit. I'm gonna move down to Texas. Get me a piece of land. I'm gonna move down to Texas. Guess what? It costs the floss. It costs money. Okay? So you got a growing base of people, which means what? More people on the roads, increasing risks, more people buying houses in extreme weather places. Guess what? Increased risk. I'm trying to tell y'all, life ain't free. And then they said, they're acknowledging that even if they got the 10% increase, it wouldn't be enough. That's how bad it is in Texas when it comes to paying for everything that's got to be paid for. Y'all got to pay attention. TWIA's board of directors approved the proposed increase in August in the wake of Hurricane Beryl, estimated to have caused at least $2.5 billion. Wrap your head around that number. $2.5 billion worth of damage in Texas, according to CoreLogic. As of this month, the association had paid out nearly $259 million in claims resulting from that storm. Okay? TWIA officials expect the association will eventually empty a $450 million reserve fund to pay Beryl-related funds. Listen to this. We just talking about Beryl. TWIA officials expect the association will eventually empty the $450 million revenue fund, reserve fund to pay Beryl-related claims. We talking about just Beryl. $450 million. And guess what? Storm's still coming. We got winter coming. Y'all remember when the great state of Texas, they didn't have electricity and was trying to boil water and all this other crazy stuff. You're in the energy capital state of the world and y'all don't have energy. That's kind of crazy, but I'll let that go. A rate increase would only exacerbate the burdens faced by coastal property owners still recovering from Hurricane Beryl, Brown said. And I totally agree. When somebody is in a financial hole, it sucks to have to ask that same person for more money. It's effed up. I get it. But guys, we are in this together. So we all have to kick in. And the problem that I have with this, not to get political, we got a lot of people out here damn near living for free. And when you go a long time not paying, getting a check, thinking somebody else gonna take care of it, when it's time for you to take care of stuff and to get real serious for you and your house, you need all hands on deck. We don't have enough hands to get on deck to get through this because nobody wants to pay money. Guys, life isn't fair. Life is hard. But we have got to help each other out and do more. I get it's not fair. I get it's hard. We got to figure this thing out, right? So Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and House Speaker Dave Phelan have signaled they want lawmakers to tackle the state's rising insurance costs when they convene in Austin next year. Brown noted TWIA's funding will likely get a fresh look then. We look forward to working with lawmakers to address these important issues to ensure that TWIA has the financial capacity to pay claims for our policy holders when they need us, said Aaron Taylor, TWIA's Senior Legislative and External Affairs Specialist. Guys, weather's jacked up. People are jacked up. Things happen. But life isn't going to get cheaper. Okay? Life is not going to get cheaper. We are not going back to the days where you can buy a house like your grandmama or great grandma did for $40,000. It's not happening. Where we are is where we are. So we have got to figure out a way to make this work, because we need more people kicking in. We need more people doing less dumb stuff that helps raise the rates, whether we can't handle. But we can handle these car crashes. We can handle auto theft, right? We can handle home fires because people not paying attention. We can handle that. So let's handle what we can handle. Let's see this thing in a different kind of way, kind of like restructure our minds, and let's try to work together and make this thing happen. Listen, stay insured. I appreciate you. All right. You want to stay insured no matter what. Call a broker, work with the numbers, get your money right, get your prices right. All right. You don't have to be crushed by insurance. There are a million companies out there that can provide you some level of affordability that can meet, hopefully, your budget. But you have to understand, nothing's perfect. It's going to be a give and take. So you're going to have to move some things around to work insurance in. But trust me, having it is better than not having it. So keep insured, stay positive. I appreciate you guys. See you in the next video.